Good morning, afternoon, or whatever. Today we've got another set of 4 battles, this one using my water team. Now, like the last 2 videos on Pokemon battles, this first 2 is going to be a single and a double against my college friend Kamen. So, start off here, he sends out his Mudsdale, and my Palafin, named after a character from The Boys. If you haven't seen that, you should definitely watch it. The way this Pokemon works, if you're not familiar with it, it is really weak at first, but when you call it back, it transforms, and its second form is really strong. So I pretty much always open with Flip Turn for that. Get a little bit of damage, don't totally waste a turn, and then get that form change. So replacing my Palafin is Blastoise, the Neville Werfer, the Blastoise. And see, Kamen made a mistake here. He thought he had this set for Terra Grass, which still would have died to my Ice Beam, but his thinking was not Terra Ground into Ground against Water. It was Terra Ground into Grass against Water, so a little bit of a mistake there, but who hasn't made a dumb mistake like that at some point? And then he breaks my heart by making me go up against my favorite Pokemon. And unfortunately for me, Neville Werfer's best move ain't too accurate. So I tried to go into a Hydro Pump here, because I was hoping I would outspeed, but was not expecting to, and sure enough didn't, and the Hydro Pump missed. Had it landed, definitely would have taken out that Raichu in one hit. Either way, Blastoise falls to Raichu. He goes for a Grass move, which you don't really see that often on Raichu. Fortunately, he missed, and even if he didn't, as you'll see this next turn, would not have done too much damage. Lantern is not a particularly heavy Pokemon. But still, props for having a Grass move on Raichu. So I take out Raichu with 2 Bubble Beams. That's also not a move you see terribly often, but I didn't want to put a move like Surf that hits everybody. And Bubble Beam was the best accurate one, I'll say. So he sends out Bisharp. I throw up a Water Ring. Not really sure what he's going to do. That's pretty much what I was trying to see. Let me get a little bit of healing going on while I see what he's going to do. And he uses Retaliate. And, of course, if you've just had a Pokemon on your team knocked out, Retaliate does massive damage. And it did. Did like over half damage. Then he uses it again when I haven't just knocked out a Pokemon, and you saw it did next to nothing. So, like with Raichu, I hit 2 Bubble Beams to take out the Bisharp. Good move on him having Retaliate, though. That's a real good move if you can use it in the right situation like that. So I'm getting a tiny bit of healing from my Water Ring. And then he sends out Berg's the Salamence. Now, I love Salamence. It has been one of my favorites since Gen 3. I don't love it as much today as I did back then, but still, it is a cool Pokemon, and with how little health my Lantern had, it was no surprise that a Dragon Claw took it out. So I send out my Azumarill. Love the shiny.
God, it's a one-hit wonder!
And I'm able to pick up a one-hit kill with its Play Rough. So here he sends in Grimmsnarl. And that's a Pokemon you usually don't see in singles, it's more support. Now this was probably not a great type matchup. I managed to take it out in one hit as well, thanks to its Dark typing and Azumarill's Fairy attack.
God, it's a one-hit wonder!
So that's got me at a pretty good advantage here. He then sends out Colossal, love the name, King Cole.
God, it's a one-hit wonder!
But that was a good battle, I had a lot of fun with that. Got to show off my shiny Azumarill, and that's always fun. Now, this is the double battle that he and I did. Personally, I tend to like double battles a little more than single battles. You get a little more strategy options, I think. But using the same team here, we both are, I think. he sends out Gyarados and Toedscruel. I think Toedscruel's a cool Pokemon. This might not have been the best matchup for it, but it does manage to outspeed everyone, hitting off with the Giga Drain. Good, respectable hit. And Gyarados uses a super effective Crunch against my... whatever this thing's called. I nicknamed it Vecna because I was watching Stranger Things when I caught it. I don't remember its name. But I use its signature move, Fillet Away. This is going to be kind of like Belly Drum, in that it cuts its health by a good bit, but raises its attack, special attack, and speed by 2 stages.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
Azumarill then uses an Ice Punch, which is 4 times effective against Toedscruel, and takes that out in 1 hit. Now he sends in Crocodile. Questionable choice given that Azumarill's 2 types are 2 of its weaknesses. So, I managed to get off a Psycho Cut. Unfortunately, do not get the critical hit I was hoping for, and it goes down. That's kind of a glassy Pokemon. And this Crocodile pulls off Earthquake. I really think this was a missed opportunity to name him K. Rool, but whatever. I managed to take down just under half its health with an Ice Punch, and then I send in the Deep. Use my Flip Turn like I always do starting off, and finish off the Crocodile. That's going to send this Palafin back into my party, turn it into its more useful form next time I send it out, and let me send out something in its place. What I choose to send out is my Lantern, thinking this will absolutely destroy this Gyarados no matter what. Now he tries to use a dark move against my fairy Pokemon. Probably not his best goal there. And I try to get a Disrespect Aqua Tail on Gyarados. I figured, depending on who goes first, I would either take out the Crocodile or hopefully get that Disrespect kill on the Gyarados. All I did was just weaken it a little, but that's alright. My Azumarill does get frozen, which is not common to see, but it didn't matter. Then I use Discharge from Lantern, take out the Gyarados, and luckily manage to paralyze that Florges. So he sends out my favorite Pokemon of his, Mr. Knackles, and I send out my Blastoise, Nebelwerfer. I decide to use my Terra here. Use it on Lantern to try to remove the electric typing in case he has a ground move on that Garganacl. So that would no longer be super effective. Now, Florges has some good special bulk there, good special defense, so I was not surprised that Flash Cannon failed to take it out, even being super...
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
Effective. But that Bubble Beam does manage to one-shot the Garganacl. Rest in peace, Mr. Knackles. So then Florges pulls out the Petal Storm. I think that's what it was. And activates my Blastoise's weakness policy. Fortunately, Blastoise was able to tank that. Then Bergs, the Salamence, comes back out. And I'm thinking, okay, I can easily one-shot this with Ice Beam. It's 4 times effective. Now he Terras the Salamence, making it pure Dragon, doubling down on that Dragon power. Okay, not 4 times effective anymore, but still double effective, and Ice Beam's a good solid base power move. So he uses a boosted Dragon Claw and finishes off my Blastoise before I am able to get that Ice Beam off. Bummer, but not a huge surprise. And I pull out the Dazzling Gleam, hoping to whittle down Florges some more, do some good damage to Salamence. Both survive, and Florges is not stuck paralyzed, so Lantern does get hit with a Petal Storm, but it's also now confused, so that's 2 things going for me, the paralysis and the confusion. Palafin comes back out in its hero mode. Salamence uses a Dragon Claw and takes Palafin down to almost half health. Then Palafin busts out the Drain Punch, restoring some of its health, and that is going to give Lantern the opportunity to use another Dazzling Gleam, which will take out the Salamence and put the Florges into red health. guy gets down to this one Pokemon left, which is Florges, which hurt itself in confusion, which means a tackle would have finished it off. And that's the end of that battle. Another win for me. That was a fun one. I enjoyed that, mainly because I always love getting to use Palafin. So thank you, Kamen, for those two battles. Those were both a lot of fun. Now these next two are going to be random battles. And, you know when I said in the last video that I'd never been swept before and that was my most humiliating defeat? I jinxed myself.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
This is my most humiliating defeat. That Serperior you are about to see sweep my entire team without my getting so much as one attack off.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
This is only the second time I've ever been swept. And it's the only time I have ever been swept literally without getting one single move.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
I'm basically just sending everybody out to die here. Nothing is coming of this. I don't know why he decided to Terra. He didn't need to. I guess it's just insult to injury, especially considering that this Serperior has the Stellar Terra type, which I have already complained about. It's also a shiny Serperior, so this is just about as much insult to injury as it can get.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
So, there's 2/3 of my team. Sending out this, Veluzova or Valenzuela or whatever the hell it's called. I guess he decided to switch it up with a Terra Blast, because...
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
You know what? The Leaf Storm still would have taken it out in one hit. But why use the same attack to sweep an entire team? Let's switch it up a little bit. Make things interesting. Embarrass my opponent with a different move. So, I have nothing else to do. This is my last Pokemon. I know he's not going to survive a single hit, but, you know, on the off chance, I'll go ahead and Terra because why not?
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
And then it's a Disrespect Giga Drain that finishes off my team. This was just rude.
Flawless victory.
Like, I can't really complain. He did nothing wrong. His Pokemon was just very strong and faster than anything I had. I just lost. But wow, that stings. So here's my random double battle. And I'll go ahead and tell you up front, I lose this one too. But you can immediately see why I don't feel super bad about that. Having two legendaries be their opening is always going to irritate me, and whatever. I do my best here.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
Palafin is not a strong Pokemon in that form. It was never going to survive a powerful electric move from an electric legendary on electric terrain. However, as you will see, my Lantern acquits itself pretty well here. I may lose, but this battle does paint my Lantern in a pretty positive light. So here we've got another Electro Drift.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
And another one-hit KO. And again, my Lantern survives another move from this Necrozma. It's weak, it's in the red, but that's two moves from Necrozma it survived, and it is just whittling down some of that health with Dazzling Gleam. You know exactly what's going to happen. You knew it before it said the move.
Gone! It's a one-hit wonder!
Third consecutive one-hit KO. And Necrozma will finish off my Lantern here, but look at what it took to take out that Lantern. And the fact that he guaranteed that KO with a Hyper Beam means that he's got to rest this turn. So the only foe that's able to make an attack is that Miraidon. And of course, it does. Electro Drift into Blastoise, another one-hit kill.
Gone! It's a one-hit
but you also get to see my Hisuian Samurott, named after my favorite Soul Calibur character, do a pretty decent job here. I was never going to win. Victory was not possible, but I could at least do a little bit of damage. So I finish off that Necrozma with the Ceaseless Edge. That scatters some spikes on the field, a nice bonus effect of that move. And he then sends out Groudon. Now this right here, I don't know how he's got the Groudon trained. Maybe it's just a trained to be bulky Groudon. But I think this little exchange is going to prove why legendaries are kind of cheap, kind of cheesy. I've got my Samurott Terra'd into water, so every water attack does double damage, thanks to the double same type attack bonus. He's going to Terra the Groudon into fire. Doesn't really make a difference as far as weakness goes. Fire is just as weak to water as ground was, so double same type attack bonus with super effective damage against that Groudon. Thankfully, Draco Meteor misses. And I use Razor Shell. Wished I had gotten a critical hit here, but I didn't. It wasn't even at full health, and it still survived that well. And had I gotten that critical hit, I would have gotten the one-hit KO on Groudon, but the fact that I need a critical hit with a super effective double stab move, just Groudon, as a legendary, is an unbelievably bulky Pokemon. And it is just a step above regular Pokemon. But I'm not salty about this one. I fought my best. I think I did a good job. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it.